About 6:17 and time now for what's trending. It was Sunday fun day for one Philadelphia Phillies fan. Top of the 7th in the Phillies game against the Mets, and Michael Conforto hits a heater off the end of his bat. The ball then heads into the stands down the third baseline, but watch as this fan stays cool and he snags the ball out of the air barehanded with one hand while holding an ice cream sundae in the other, and all without spilling a drop. According to ESPN's StatCast, that ball was traveling at 97 miles per hour when the fan made the incredible grab. Just the cherry on top for this fan's night at the ballpark.
That's going to leave a mark, I think.
Yeah, right? Well, how impressive. His hand might be a little sore the next day, but certainly an amazing story, and especially that it was all caught on camera there, broadcast live on TV. That he's got to be feeling really good about that one.
Oh my gosh, and then the fact that he still had his ice cream sundae intact. I feel like that's the one thing that we look out for, because somebody's food, their nachos, something is always spilling. But 97 miles per hour, wow. I mean, yeah, his hand. I want to know how his hand is feeling right now.
I am sure his hand's probably hurting, because that's a barehanded catch while also holding some ice cream. So you know what? I don't know about you guys, but I think nachos are cursed and ice cream are definitely full of good luck. So if you ask me, I'd say maybe get ice cream from now on if you're going to go to baseball games and you're going to try to catch baseballs.
That's good.
Well, if you want to possibly catch something else, this person wanted to catch her wedding ring that she lost, and it got really bad. A sanitation crew and county landfill workers from North Carolina went above and beyond to help a couple find their wedding ring that they accidentally threw away. Pam Smith was frantic after she realized she had tossed her wedding ring in the trash. Her husband Chuck ran outside to check the trash cans, but they were empty. He then ran down the street to catch up with the neighborhood trash crew, and the crew couldn't just dump the trash on the street, so they waited until they got to the landfill. That's where about half a dozen workers started to go through the trash inch by inch, and fortunately they found the ring just minutes before the landfill was supposed to close for the day. Pam wrote a letter to everyone who helped look for the ring, thanking them for their hard work. She says the incident made her realize there are a lot of good people in this world and that are still willing to help. Wow, this situation, I know she was frantic. I mean, nobody wants to, just wake up or look around and say, hey, where's my wedding ring? And on top of that, it costs so much money. I mean, there's just so many things with that. But, people are really putting in the work to help others. There was another story about this recently, you guys.
Yeah, I know. And it's, I want to know how she realized that she threw them away. Maybe she was just taking stuff off the counter and was throwing everything that was there in the trash, and it was maybe mixed in with some other stuff, and her husband said, oh yeah, I left the ring there. But regardless, really good that they were able to realize what they'd done and track that down. And like you said, yeah, good on those workers to just drop everything else and help them out, knowing how important that was to them.
Yeah, and I'm hoping I'm getting backwards with another story I just heard recently about a ring getting lost, and it was thought to be thrown away, and it was found in a parking lot. Is this a different story? Is this, it seems very close to one another, if you ask me. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess always take good care of your wedding rings. They are definitely expensive, but also in a way priceless when you really kind of boil things down. And speaking of priceless, 3 Canadian kayakers took on this really interesting experience of a remote and unexplored river in the mountains of British Columbia. It was a wild ride on the untamed river and the Coast Mountain Range. The trio navigated whitewater rapids on the river about 150 miles north of Vancouver. That sounds pretty cool. And the kayakers documented their trip with a helmet-mounted camera. They needed a helicopter to transport them and their kayaks to reach the otherwise inaccessible area. That sounds pretty interesting. And they also had to hike through dense woodlands. The group assessed the landscape before using satellite imagery. It took them months, yes, months, to prepare for this trip, and the river known as Spiller Creek had never been descended by kayakers before, and it took 7 days to navigate. So yeah, that sounds pretty exciting to be able to pull something off like that, and all while using a helicopter. And just let that sink in for a second. You're using a helicopter to go on adventures like this. That just sounds amazing.
It's really, really cool, and I love that video there. I mean, looks like incredibly difficult terrain too, but it also seems like these guys were the right guys to explore this for the first time. It looked like they know what they're doing, so I would maybe not be as comfortable, especially in terrain that had never really been explored before like that, but a beautiful area nonetheless, and really cool that they were able to capture that all on camera.
Yeah, that's a very, very risky thing to do, but like you guys said, it looks really awesome. Obviously, the views were beautiful, and I actually haven't been kayaking yet. A lot of people, especially down home, I know if they're watching up here, they're like, what do you mean? How are you from South Carolina and haven't gone kayaking? But I haven't, so this makes me want to get out there. Have y'all been?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've done like little low-key kayaking with a very slow pace, like stream or so when I went camping, but nothing like as crazy as this video right there or anything beyond that. So I don't know. You have to decide for yourselves does that count as kayaking or not. So,
yeah, the kayaking I've done is definitely a lot more leisurely than what they were doing there, but still a lot of fun.
Yeah, leisurely kayaking, I guess it all counts, right? So yeah, take advantage of this. Go outside and have fun in nature. I mean, we have a lot of good stuff in the Northwoods too. Maybe